Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world. We're going to talk some boxing. How you guys do? I am What You Need, a.k.a. Anson Phillip. You're watching my channel. We're going to talk a little bit about boxing. We're going to have a good little time here. I just chilling, sitting back here, chilling, relaxing before I go out and get something to eat. I haven't eaten lunch yet, and it's 3 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Doing a harm to my body, but nonetheless, I'm going to talk a little bit of boxing with you guys. There are 2 topics I want to talk about. Well, there's 3. But we'll see if we can get it in. First one is going to be about Canelo Alvarez and the fact that it looks like, this is a rumor, it looks like he will be facing Ryota Murata. It's a rumor. How do I feel about it? I'll tell you in a minute. But to juxtapose that, Demetrius Andrade, he will be facing not the kid that Ryota Murata beat. Okay, not Rob Brandt, but the other guy. What's his name? Not Luke Keeler. He'll be facing Luke Keeler. He was supposed to face Stephen Butler. Remember that name? Stephen Butler. Stephen Butler, by the way, he had faced Ryota Murata. He faced him before. Okay, and he's not facing him anymore. He's facing Luke Keeler because Luke Keeler beat Luis Arias. Luis Arias, the guy who was beaten by Danny Jacobs, and also had a draw with Gabe Rosario. Okay, this is in the 160 division we're talking about. Now, why I want to use those 2 names because they both related. See, Demetrius Andrade been calling out everybody, right? Been calling out everybody, and apparently he's not getting a fight. He's not getting the fights he wants. His manager, or should I say his promoter, Eddie Hearn, said he made an offer. This is allegedly. He made an offer to Jamal Charlo via Instagram, offering him $7 million. I don't know why you do something stupid like that. That's not how you do business, right? You do business, as far as I do know, through his manager, Al Heyman, and you guys send a contract, and well, I guess they do things differently now in this day and age. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, maybe Eddie Hearn's lying to Demetrius Andrade. Who knows? We don't. But the point is, Demetrius Andrade is going to be facing Luke Keeler. Luke Keeler did beat Luis Arias. He dropped him in the first round. Luis Arias kind of came back, then he gassed out, and Luke Keeler was able to get the win because Luis Arias gassed out. But the thing about it is, I don't want to see Demetrius Andrade versus Luke Keeler. I know what Luke Keeler's style is now. Okay, Luke Keeler's kind of a boxer. He's got, okay skills. He's got some footwork stuff. He's not really an inside fighter. Luis Arias is more of an inside fighter. Luke Keeler's more of an outside fighter. He's crisp. He's sharp. He's got good conditioning. He has an okay jab. He kind of moves. He has a little bit of lateral movement, a little bit of head movement to help him, but he still gets caught with shots. His thing was stamina. He had better stamina than Luis Arias. But at the end of the day, he's no match for Demetrius Andrade. And his best win to date is Luis Arias. That's much better than Ryota Murata. Ryota Murata has been, when he stepped up to a name guy, which was Curtis Stevens. When he stepped up to Curtis Stevens knocked his ass out. Okay? This is a while back, maybe 2014, something thereabouts, I can't remember. Then he became regular champion, WBA champion of 160. Now we're talking 160 division right now. Became regular champion of 160. Most recently, he got a very good win against Rob Brandt, who had beaten him. They went a toe-to-toe kind of thing. Rob Brandt got the decision, split decision win. He also faced, as I said, Stephen Butler, the guy who was supposed to face Demetrius Andrade, and stopped him in 5 rounds. Stephen Butler is an okay fighter as well. Not the greatest at defense and stuff. Mostly box on the outside, not really an inside fighter. And, well, Ryota Murata caught up to him. And Ryota Murata loves to throw the right hand. He keeps the 2 guard up. He'll walk to you. He doesn't really throw much jabs. He more likes to wing power shots because he's big and he's strong. So you can outbox him. The thing about it is this. That guy, Ryota Murata, is known by Very few people. Because I was following Rob Brandt and his career, I knew about him. But otherwise, I would not have known about him. If I'm to criticize Terence Crawford, who they're thinking of facing Patrick Teixeira, who's a Brazilian fighter, right? Who's faced absolutely nobody. Wait a minute. Sorry. Ryota Murata was never stopped by Curtis Stevens. My bad. It's Patrick Teixeira who was stopped by Curtis Stevens. He stepped up in competition. Curtis Stevens knocked his ass out. He think he went up to 160 now. And he came back down to 154. Anyway, point is, don't know the guys that Patrick Teixeira ever beat. The only known name on his resume is Curtis Stevens, and he knocked him out. Ryota Murata is a similar kind of fighter. Nobody really knows him. I haven't looked at Patrick Teixeira's style yet. I'm assuming he had a grueling fight his last fight. That's why he was suspended for about 6 months or whatever. The point is, if I'm criticizing Terence Crawford for looking to face a guy who we don't know who he is, instead of fighting premier elite fighters at 147, just wanted to go up to 154, I'm going to criticize Canelo for not only facing an unknown fighter at 160, but avoiding facing fighters like Triple G for a third fight, which is a much better fight than Patrick Teixeira. I'm sorry, than Ryota Murata. Demetrius Andre, another world champion, bonafide one, and Jamal Charlo, another bonafide world champion. Then he's not even facing Billy Joe Saunders at 168. This is what I'm hearing. So you're going to go down to 160. You have business with Demetrius Andre. People want you to face Demetrius Andre, Jamal Charlo. Okay, some people want you to face Triple G. You're going to just ignore all of them and face Ryota Murata, the regular WBA champion. You're the super champion, I guess, or not. I don't know. It just makes no damn sense to me what Oscar De La Hoya and DAZN and Canelo are trying to do. It makes no sense to me. Was it that Canelo gave up his belt? Now he has to face Ryota Murata to get his belt back? I don't know. But it just makes no sense to me, saying he wants to face him in Japan. So if that is the rumor, and if that is true, I criticize Canelo for facing those kinds of fighters instead of facing Demetrius Andre, Jamal Charlo, or Triple G, who are 3 world champions, and they are the best of the division. Okay? I'm sorry. I would criticize him for that. All right? I would do the same thing to Terence Crawford. I would do the same thing to Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre needs to face Luke Keeler's an okay fighter, but he's nowhere in the category of Demetrius Andre. We want to see Demetrius Andre versus Jamal Charlo and Eddie Hearn. I don't know what the bullshit Eddie Hearn's doing, but you don't make contracts online like that, okay? But what I can say is Demetrius Andre needs to face one of the name fighters. Billy Joe Saunders, Danny Jacobs. He was once at 160. Canelo Alvarez, Triple G, Jamal Charlo, Derevyanchenko, those kinds of guys, okay? He needs to face that kind of caliber of opposition. Not some Luke Keeler who faced Luis Arias, who Luis Arias' best fight was against Danny Jacobs and he got swept. Okay? That's the only elite fighter that Luis Arias has ever faced. Okay? So, no. I'm not interested in Demetrius Andre versus Luke Keeler. It's time these big name fighters face one another. That's what's happening in the PBC at 147. The big name fighters are doing it. Unless you stop somebody in dramatic fashion. For instance, Danny Garcia versus Red Cat. Right? That's a good fight. I'm tell you why. Red Cat destroyed Devin Alexander. Now, Devin Alexander was outboxing him. But then he got destroyed. Okay? And Red Cat has been destroying people along the way. And I thought to myself, I would like to see Ivan Red Cat versus Danny Garcia because he's an underdog, but he's a live one, Luke Keeler, yeah, he dropped Luis Arias, but Luis Arias, he don't got a reputation like Devin Alexander. Devin Alexander was a world champion, okay, 2-time world champion in 2 different weight classes. Yeah, he was a little bit past it and stuff, and got beaten, but he fought names. So, Ivan Red Cat also shows me that he can do some stuff. So I'm interested in him. Especially his counterpunching. It's pretty good. But I'm just saying because I don't understand why in boxing today the organizers and the promoters will not give us the fights that we want to see. And they go all over the universe, but they're not going to face the opponents they should face. If you're going to come down to 160 again, Canelo, you're going to go down to 160 again. You're not going to face Billy Joe Saunders. He's not on the record, according to Oscar De La Hoya. He was never in negotiations. You're going to go down to 160 again. Don't duck all the champions. Show us you're a true champion and face one of them next. Face one of them next. I ain't paying shit to see that fight. I don't give a damn about Ryota Murata. Dude got a holy defense. He ain't all that. And he right hand happy. I don't want to see that. Okay, he doesn't even throw a jab much. When he does throw it, it's good. He don't throw it. So I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see it. It's not necessary. I've had enough of the Liam Smiths and the what's the guy's name? Rocky Fieldings and what's the guy's name? Alfredo Angulos. I had enough of that shit. Time Canelo step up his game and show us that he's high caliber by facing high caliber. Say what you want about Danny Garcia, he'd be only facing high caliber. All right, or guys who actually were threats, like Adrian Granados, who actually faced names. You know, Ivan Redcats, okay, he faced 1 or 2 names, but he didn't really face a whole bunch of names, right? So I'm just saying, and Danny Garcia's been facing back-to-back world champions. He faced Sean Porter, he faced Keith Thurman, okay, back-to-back. So I'm just saying, okay, this is if you call yourself pound for pound #1, we don't want no soft touches now, okay? We criticized Gervonta Davis for that. We criticized Terrence Crawford for that. We criticized, well, we haven't really criticized Vasily Lomachenko, okay? But he has had a couple soft touches. Y'all never say nothing, but he has, okay? But we're going to leave him alone. We've criticized fighters for having soft touches, okay? And the reason why we rate you so highly as pound for pound, top 10 or top 5 or whatever, then be that way. We criticized Deontay Wilder for that, right? Anthony Joshua was the only guy we never criticized for that, because Anthony Joshua consistently faced top tier opposition. Okay? We criticized Tyson Fury for that, right? So we must keep it consistent. Canelo is not facing no damn Ryota Murata. That's a shitty fight. And if DAZN wants to do that, now you're looking to really stop your subscribers from subscribing to you, because you're sabotaging yourself now. Okay? You're sabotaging yourself. That's a shit fight. Okay? I don't want to see that fight. That's not a fight I'm itching to see. Oh, I want to see Canelo face Ryota Murata. Demetrius Andrade couldn't handle Canelo, according to Canelo fans. Oh, Jamal Charlo couldn't handle Canelo, but Ryota Murata can? I'm just saying. On that note, you guys have a good one. Leave your comments in the comment section below. If you like this video, you can also subscribe and share my videos, as well as donate to me via Western Union or MoneyGram. You can consult me for details like my address, etc. and a reference number you will give me. Okay? I'll catch you guys later on What You Need. Peace.